So welcome to Total Outcomes Physiotherapy Method. So we've got another video for you, and today I want to talk a little bit about posture, what it is, but really specifically, if you look at the title of this video, it's the question, can you improve your posture even if you're over 50 years old? And the answer is yes. And what I want you to know, and by saying that, I know that a lot of you have tried to improve your posture and not succeeded, but that's because a lot of the stuff that people are trying just isn't the stuff you do. But for decades, I've been fixing people's posture. So for me, my practice is resistant pain disorders, improving changes with aging, and performance in sports. And for all of that, you need to improve postural mobility and eventually get people in good posture. So it's a necessity. If I want to work with a PGA Tour level client, okay, maybe that person's getting a little bit older, so I need to be able to change your posture, otherwise I can't do my job properly. So let's talk about what posture is and isn't. So generally when we look at the body, there's parts of your body that are short and tight, okay, and opposite that, there's parts of your body that are long and weak, okay? So usually to describe that, I usually point to the neck. So how many of your friends, or when have you ever gone, oh man, my neck is so tight? Okay, usually people don't reach for the front of their neck and say it's too tight. They always go to the back and they go, oh, my neck is so tight. So it's because these muscles, the suboccipital muscles, end up short and tight. Now, when they're short and tight, what do? Well, they shorten and they end up poking your chin forward. We call that forward head posture. So those tight muscles would pull you into worse posture. Now, on the opposite side, there's these other muscles, the short flexors of the neck. They tend to be long and weak. So what would happen if we strengthen those muscles? It's going to pull us into better posture. So now you understand how the upper neck works, and we can look at that same pattern going all the way down the body. So let's do the shoulder blades. Okay, which part of the shoulder blades tends to be short and tight? Which one is long and weak? So if we think about, are our chests too long? No, our chest muscles, our pecs, tend to be too short, and it pulls us forward into a slouching posture, okay? Well, if that's the case, if these guys are short and tight, which ones are long and weak? Well, a lot of the time it's the scapular muscles. They don't shorten very well. They don't get into a short position, and they're not strong in that short position. So these guys pull you forward, okay? These guys fail to pull you back. So if we fix those muscle imbalances, we can fix posture. So it's not by telling somebody to stand straight that we fix posture, because I know everybody out there in internet land has told themselves to straighten up, but as soon as you're not thinking about it, you go back into your usual posture. That's typical, but we want to make good posture the easiest possible thing to do by stretching the right body parts and strengthening the right body parts. Okay, so what if you say, well, Braedan, I've heard all this before, and I've actually already tried stretching and strengthening the right stuff. I've gone from top to bottom and I've fixed all of those imbalances. Well, I would say there's another problem, and it's common, and especially if you're getting a little bit older. So a lot of the time, the changes that we think are due to age are not really due to age. They just commonly occur with age. So hair going gray, loss of hearing, farsightedness, those are caused by age. But loss of posture is not. So I might be 20 years old, 30 years old, 40, 50, 60, 70, and we think that's normal aging, but it's not. It just commonly occurs. So I can reverse somebody's posture, and by doing that, almost anti-age them. Suddenly all these activities and all these problems start going away as they fix us. But it isn't always about the muscles. Sometimes the joints have gotten jammed, okay? So let's take the same body part we were talking about. So it's common as we get older to lose what I'm going to call subcranial flexion, okay, or what some other people would call a subcranial nod. So a subcranial nod would be assuming if the ears don't move, there should be mobility in your upper neck. So if my ears are moving forward and back, then that's other parts of the neck that are moving. But if there was a spike right through the holes in my ears, that's a subcranial nod. Now, a lot of the time, people as they get older, they end up stuck in this position, okay? So they physically, even if they strengthen this, And even if they work and work and work and work on the muscles of the subcranial spine, they need somebody to actually mobilize that upper neck, okay, using their hands. So a skilled practitioner using their hands to give the person subcranial nod. And guess what that would do? Well, that would take off degenerative stresses from your mid-cervical, your C5, your C6, where everybody has too much degeneration, too much wear and tear. So here's my point, that we should do the right things for the right muscles. So stretch the right muscles, strengthen the other right muscles in the proper situations and positions. Okay, but then a lot of the time, if you're not 16 years old, you're also going to have to change the joints. And if we change the joints, probably with some help of a skilled practitioner, then we can restore your posture even if you're 60, 70, 80. Gets harder at 80 though. So, but 65 to 70, not so hard if you go to the right person. So anyways, thanks a lot for listening to me about posture, and hope to see you soon.